It's just in the game. Uh, I bet you weren't expecting this. It's time for another one-off in quite a while. We're gonna play a game called Angels with Scaly Wings. This is a dating simulator. Well, how about we just get into it? It's a very unique dating simulator, I can say that much. Detecting user profile. User profile not found. For those wondering, I played a tiny bit of this. Not much, but please enter your name. Alright, well, I guess I'll just put my name here then. Can I get my whole thing? No, I can't. Okay, I'll just put done. Choose a color. Let's go green. Sure. User profile confirmed. Before we start, please review the following information. That's just stuff. Alright. So like I said, I have played a tiny bit of this. I've done run route. And I didn't really get the great ending. But it's, like I said, it's a unique dating sim, and I'll get into it a bit. The year is 20XX. Only recently has humanity discovered a portal that leads into a different world, populated with a race of intelligent, talking dragons. I was one of the few that travels to this world. But maybe I should start at the beginning. It all began when we discovered a strange device in the middle of nowhere during one of our expeditions to the portal. Also, if I sound a little weird, I'm a little stuffed up, I'm sorry. I had heard about similar technology before, though there had been more on an experimental level. From what I knew, other portals had been created in the past and were under consideration for mass application. As for one in particular, though we did not know who had built, nor when or why we found it in the wilderness where we did. What was more exciting to us was the fact that it was functional. After our first test, we found that there was someone else on the other side who was in possession of a similar portal. And our attempts at communication through letters were successful. But in the end, the machine's extraordinary demand for power meant we needed to act quickly, as we wouldn't be able to keep the portal open much longer. When we made this known to the other side, we received a very unexpected reply. A letter of invitation. After some deliberation, it was decided to accept the hospitality and send a person to the other side. There was an individual who took the job almost immediately. Reza Izquierdo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that rightly. But that's how I'm going to say it. I knew him, or rather had known him. We attended the same school back then and even had a few classes together. We never really were very close friends, though we talked to each other occasionally and hung around with the same crowd sometimes. However, we still went our separate ways in the end. I wasn't sure what to think about the whole thing, but he had to have known what he was doing. He certainly was brave. Either that, or just very, very foolish. While I wasn't sure which, his courage was applauded by others. After all, he couldn't have possibly known who or what would await him at the other end of the portal. And if he did meet someone there, who knew what kinds of intentions he might have? Not that any speculation on our part would have made a difference. When the day finally came, through he went, with applause echoing across the area. Equipped only with the clothes he wore, his multi-tool, a gun, and an device on his wrist that acted as a PDA. There he waited. The crowd that was applauding him slowly dispersed when the enthusiasm died down, as there was nothing for us to do but wait and speculate. Approximately 8 hours later, we received our first message from him. While we had assumed the portal led to another in a different country, or maybe on a different continent, the reality turned out to be much more foreign. The situation he described to us was so outlandish that we initially took it as a joke. A very bad joke. Maybe, with even worse timing and no punchline at all. It soon became clear to us, though, that we may have just made one of the most important discoveries since the dawn of mankind. Finding the portal had been remarkable in itself, but just take it to a completely different level. From what he described about the place, or more accurately, its inhabitants, we surmised it could not be part of Earth at all. We called them dragons, because according to Reza, that's what they were, or at least what they resembled most. Even though we found it hard to believe, it has been these dragons who sent us all the letters, and what Reza found on the other side of the portal was a whole civilization of them. They could talk, write books, had buildings and electricity. In many ways, their society was actually very similar to our own. So who were they? And where was this place? Could they be aliens? Our speculation lets us conclude otherwise. After all, we knew about the existence of thousands of planets millions of light years away that may have been theoretically habitable. Yet even then we had found conclusive proof in regards to actual alien life forms. Some people brought up quantum mechanics and parallel universes, but in the end all of this was just conjecture and ultimately fruitless endeavor. Since we neither had the means nor the resources to explore these possibilities in great detail. I think there's just one more thing worth mentioning before I move on. The previous isolation had been mutual. They hadn't known about any other intelligent life forms beyond their own. Their portal had only recently been discovered and was a technology periods unknown to them. And just as we had myths about dragons, they had myths about us. Sorry. That was what we knew about them so far. And as interesting as learning those things and debating their cultural significance was, we didn't really know what we should make of it all. Reza apparently was sure of what he was doing, though, as he eventually let us know that he had agreed on a trade. We were to give him a few of our PDA devices, which contained vast amounts of knowledge, dwarfing even that of encyclopedias. In return, they would supply us with generators. Overall, they didn't seem as technology advanced as we had been, but they did surpass us in one aspect. The means of generating energy seemed sustainable. Not only that, but evidently also quite efficient. We certainly would be able to put technology like that to good use, and trading more past knowledge of the human race for something more tangible was a good call on its part. That was where I came in. My prior experience in both biology and sociology made me a good fit to deliver a PDA device for the trade. And while in the Dragon's world, waiting for the prototypes of our generators to be manufactured by them, I would act as an ambassador on humanity's behalf. I would be a terrible ambassador, I would just say that now. Also, I don't know shit about biology or sociology. What a way to make a first impression by a display of mutual goodwill. Everyone benefits and everyone goes home happy. All is well. At least, that was the plan. Despite the images that living, talking dragons might conjure up in some people's minds, I didn't even think about bringing a weapon myself, considering that they were poorly friendly and peaceful enough. There was no need for me to feel potential ill intentions like Reza did when he had stepped into the unknown territory. And acting as humanity's ambassador, I had to do my best to uphold a high standard in fostering this diplomatic relationship. When the time came for me to step through the portal, all my mental preparedness vanished. My anxiousness was fueled by all the questions lurking in my head, just as the machine started to do its work. Would it hurt? Who would I meet on the other side? What if they really weren't so friendly and just made Reza write those letters? With the pretense of appearing friendly, only to lure us into a den of man-eating monsters instead of doom, with us ending up as nothing more than a tasty afternoon snack. Maybe I should have brought a weapon after all. Suddenly, I felt a shiver coursing throughout my whole body, and beyond where I disintegrated, oh god, and as if every cell, every atom of my body was torn from me and pulled into a different direction. I saw darkness and light, painting patterns in the stars as I trembled, and images rapidly flashed before me of things unseen and unspoken. Both horrifying and beautiful, it was an experience unlike any other, yet over in just a split second. Then it was dark. I could only see a patch of lighter color contrasting with its dark surroundings as my visage started to clear. Its edges got sharper as the patch of light slowly took shape, giving me the distinguished outline of a reptilian head and an array of horns spouting from it. It was a dragon. And as I could see now, a dragon who had not only a pair of round glasses, but also looking at a burgundy tie around his neck. He's classy. In the name of our people, I bid you welcome. If I may introduce myself, I am Remy, your guide and ambassador, a representative of a council. I don't know what kind of voice to give him. The dragon spoke. It was one thing to have heard and read about this, but something else entirely to have one standing in front of me in flesh and blood, and tongue. What? It was good that all my mental impairments had disappeared when I was teleported, because nothing could prepare me for this. Sorry, I imagine you might still feel the effects of teleportation. Drowsiness or weakness is not unusual. As with fainting and spontaneous emptying of your bowels, bladder, or stomach. How do you feel? Wait, did I poop myself? Did I both piss and poop myself? Well, that's good to know. Rendered speechless, I had totally forgotten that when I was shouldering the burden of representing my people to them as well. Well, I made a good first impression, didn't I? So much for being professional, but at least he gave me a good excuse for my blunder. I think I'm alright. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we should go before it gets too dark. Come with me, please. So I followed the dragon, not straying too far from him, and the sun had already departed for the day, and I made light diminished by the minute. It's getting hard to see where I'm going. Sorry about that. We had a good reason to schedule your arrival like this. We did not want you to be ambushed by a crowd, so we had to keep your exact time and date of arrival secret. Thanks. I suppose an event like this would make me a celebrity of sorts. It would be the same if one of you came to us. That's quite an understatement. Some people here are rather superstitious. They might regard you or any of your kind as divine, I suppose. Oh. Good to know. Really? How so? We do have certain myths that involve humans and as such. Oh, I suppose the history lesson will have to wait for another time. Here we are. I'm honestly sorry to dislike this voice I gave him. But I don't know what else above us to give him. By this point, it had gone so dark that I could barely make out the building before us. I briefly wondered whether we might have streetlights elsewhere, or if it just did not require any due to possibly enhance eyesight or night vision. I could vaguely see the dragon, his light color still visible within the blackness of the engulfed area. Rear up and manipulate the door handle with one of his forepaws. Oh, okay. Hinges creaking, the door opened, and at a flick of switch, the apartment was flooded with light, blinding me after all the time we just spent around it. This is where you'll live for the time being. It is fully stocked, but in case you need anything else, I left you a note with a few phone numbers. It's getting rather late, so I will have to take my leave now. In any case, someone will come and meet you tomorrow morning. Wait, did you want me to keep my arrival, private and secret? Why are you giving me phone numbers? Alright, whatever. Well, I guess if you gave me phone numbers, you would all be numbers of places that know I'm here. So it's getting rather late. Can I read this? I don't even know, but thank you, Remy. Have a good night. Until we meet again. With a nod, I always read that in his voice. With a nod, Remy left the apartment, mindful enough to close the door behind himself, surveying the room. I considered the events that had just transpired as my gaze met with the window. I could see movement outside. As I drew nearer, startled, I could hear footsteps in the grass, moving away quickly. Assuming it must have been the dragon I just met, I thought nothing of it as I went to bed and slowly succumbed to the sweet allure of sleep overdue. I spent a few moments thinking about my role, my mission, and what it meant to be here now. We got our first choice. I was eager for the adventure to come, I guess. So many possibilities and prospects raced through my mind. Truth be told, the thought of being able to meet an entirely new species and civilization excited me, as I was going to be one of the first to truly experience a society, with its own little quirks, differences, and simulated days. Sorry. I couldn't help but feel like some sort of modern Vasco da Gama or Marco Polo. What? Maybe I would even write a book about the whole experience after it's all over. I was sure it would become a hit, all things considered. At any rate, this was going to be fun. Chapter 1. Inception. I don't know how long I'm going to be recording this. Just, how long have I been recording it so far? That's about like 20 minutes. I awoke from uneasy dreams, looking at a unfamiliar ceiling. What's a ceiling? Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room, illuminated. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window, outside in the distance, the portal I had emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was a note Remy had left for me in case I needed anything. Along with his own home phone and work number. There was also some numbers for delivery and of food and other necessities, as well as an emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I know I had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. It looks like Mario. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. Sorry. Oh, my mouth is kind of dry now. I probably should have had some water or something. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. Who would have guessed? Oh, hello. Why are you blushing? Hello. You must be John. That was a racist voice. Hello, you must be Jonathan. I'm Sebastian, and I'll be your escort, or security, I suppose. Usually I work for the police, though. Nice to meet you. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and when he somewhat nervously extended his arms towards me, I noticed he apparently only walked on his hind legs. Two forelimbs instead carrying distinct. Sorry, something is going on. Distinct arms, hands, and fingers. I'm going to shake his hand, I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of choices like that, just so you know. When I took his hand, into mine and shake it gently, I could feel the individual bumps and scales on his rough skin. Oh god, he's gonna hurt me. He has a rough skin ability. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian. So, where are you taking me? Straight to business. I already forgot the voice again. Straight to business today. We're going to visit the plant where you're making your generators. He has some news for you, also I've heard. Reza will be there too. Sounds great. Just follow me. While we walked, I was under the impression we were purposely avoiding the busier parts of town, instead straying towards the edges and small alleys, as to not garner too much attention. Even then, we got the occasional stare. Well, I probably did. He probably did. It's probably just me. Because, I mean, I'm probably, like, there's like 2 humans here? So, after just a couple of minutes, we arrived at our destination. We met by Reza, as well as yet another dragon, a vicious-looking beast that didn't stay too close to him. I mean, it's not like he's staying pretty close to him, but they both look so serious. Hey. Reza, long time no see. How true that is. Good to finally see another human face around here. What a coincidence to have you, of all people, show up. Yeah, I guess those degrees aren't so useless after all. By the way, who's your friend? Just my bodyguard, same as yours. Don't bother with him, he doesn't talk much. He looks grumpy. That's what he always looks like, and yes, that does mean he's always grumpy. The 2 dragons exchanged just a few words as I met the gaze of the larger Tenebrous dragon? I never seen that word before. A few paces from us, Sebastian turned towards me and spoke up again. I forgot his voice again. Hey Jonathan, this is Maverick. Nice to meet you. Oh. Yeah, whatever. Just don't expect me to give you any special treatment like everyone else's, and we'll be good. No. What are you talking about? So you're saying you haven't noticed the stairs and how they all treat you like you're next to Sire or something? Well, I could never actually see them. They didn't show up on the screen, so no. No, I just thought. We're not the ones making a big deal out of this. You are. We're just here to get what we agreed on and then we'll be gone. If anything, I'd actually prefer if you left us alone. But yet I wanted to insist on following me around wherever I go. Okay, but that was rude. Oh. Yeah, that might not have been the best idea, Reza. Alright, I keep forgetting your voice. Alright, that's quite enough. Let's just go inside with it, shall we? After you. Wait a second, did I misspell my name? The crisis was quickly averted as we entered the building, which was characterized by its many floors, high ceilings, and long, narrow hallways as Sebastian led us to our destination. There you are, I was waiting for you. I don't know. Okay. Wait a minute, I thought we were going to meet you guys from production. What are you doing here? They're only coming in later today, so they just had to make do with me. Why are you blushing? Oh, are you guys a couple? Okay. I see. Well, John, okay, no, I thought, when I saw the name of my name, I thought I saw an M in there, so. Well, Jonathan, this is Anna. She kind of manages this building, though actually she's more involved with the research wing rather than production and engineering. Oh, did I just get something? Okay, no. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. I have something for you, by the way. It'll take them a while to make all the generators, I promised. But we got one for you here. Feel free to send it home and give it a test. That's great, I'll take it. Looks a little small if you ask me. Don't know if that's his power. Oh, and do be careful not to drop it. God, my mouth is really dry right now. I should probably get some water. Sure, I'll be waiting outside while you do your thing, Jonathan. I suppose I'll wait for you outside as well. What thing? Oh, have you bought the PDA? Of course. Here you go. Alright, now to give this thing a test run. The PDA lit up as her hand swiftly moved around its interface, calculated motions. By the way, would you consider letting me run some tests on you as well? It would only take a drop of your blood. What? Why? I work in biology, so obviously this kind of thing would be very interesting to us. I'd share it with lots of you, of course. I mean, if it's only I mean, I guess to be fair, they know nothing of us, and we know nothing about them. It's just a job, I guess. Great. She was created to produce a small device from a drawer, which from glance reminded me a lot of a test tube. What? Dad, if you give me your hand, please. Why are you blushing? As I reached out to her, she took my hand into hers before she pressed the device into the back of my hand. Wait, what? I waited as pain dawned through my hand. Something sharp drove itself through my skin, and shortly afterwards, a droplet of blood was sucked into a tube attached to a small needle. Thanks. You're welcome. You gave Anna your blood. Okay. Looks like your PDA is good. By the way, so we're just about done here. And since we're both in biology, it could be interesting if you want to meet me some other time as well. Here's my number. Oh god. I just met a girl who gave her blood, gave her my blood, and she's already giving her phone number. See you soon. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, it was. Did she ask for your blood too? Oh, okay, well, she doesn't want anyone's blood. Did you give it to her? Yeah. Oh, well, it's your choice. We got no idea what they might do with it, though. I mean, it's just a job. I mean, I guess there's a lot they could probably do with that, but, I don't know. I'm getting hungry. How about some breakfast? Sorry, my mouth is just really dry. It's kind of bothering me. I'm all for it. I can't stand any mornings like this. Phone? I should probably turn you off. That shouldn't be a problem. There's a cafe not far from here. What do you say, Nabbers? Okay. I wouldn't mind to grab myself. I wasn't clearly forgetting to do the voices. Because I keep forgetting these guys' voices. And then, I don't know, I just mean you have a deep voice. I don't know, you're a big dragon. Luckily for us, the cafe was mostly empty when we arrived. And it was still pretty early in the day. Reza was quick to lead me to a table for two, prompting the dragons to get one of their own at the other side of the restaurant. And I can't stand that guy being on my tail all the damn time. Oh, you don't have a tail. Maybe he just likes you a lot. I can't. We were approached by an individual who appeared to be the waitress at the cafe. She was an interesting-looking dragon who, unlike the others I had seen so far, was more akin to a wyvern, possessing two rather large wings as her forelimbs, which resembled those of an oversized bat. Oh, it's the humans! That's just rude. Oh, God. All these Wait, where? How to say that? That's a good one. Dear God. Welcome to our establishment. My name is Adine. Adine? I think that's how I said it. And I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? Don't you lay eggs? I'll just say today's special. I have no idea what it is. Yeah, me too. Just make it quick. Sure thing. 2 specials coming right up. As I was saying, if you look at the big picture, you think there's just something off about this whole place? There isn't really. If this is supposed to be a completely separate place from Earth, or even a different dimension, some things just don't add up. Don't you think so too? Let me just get my... No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't really been here as long as you, so I haven't really noticed. I can't really say much more with you-know-who over there. He's probably listening to us right now. Oh, talking much? Yeah, he's a charming fellow. When I let my gaze wander, I saw that Maverick was looking in my direction. Our eyes met briefly, his expression not showing any discernible emotion while I wondered whether it had just been a coincidence, or if he really was able to hear us from that distance. I do have some theories, and if I'm right, we might be in trouble. What kind of troubles? What are you talking about? Shh, be quiet. I will let you know more as soon as I can. But for now, let's just play along. After all, we're on here. Sorry, I am reading this terribly. I'm not used to reading all of... Most of the games I play don't have this much dialogue. He patted the generator's box for emphasis. God knows we need them. Oh, here she comes. The female returned, astounding with her ability to balance the dishes on the edges of her wings. She placed her forelimb on the table and proceeded to move the dishes from her wing to us with a gentle push of her snout. Sorry. Good. There you go. Watch out, it's hot. I don't want to say that. You're welcome. Apparently today's special consisted of an odd-looking fish of some sort. I was a little hesitant to try it, but considering the steam coming from it, it was probably better to wait a few minutes anyway. When the waitress brought out meals to the Two Dragons across the cafe and exchanged a few words with them, Reza leaned forward and whispered something to me. I'll send you a letter with a coded message later. You'll know what to do. Reza rose from his seat before he made it known to me that he still had a few things to do when I left the restaurant, followed shortly after by the larger of the Two Dragons. But you hadn't even touched your fish. Your fish, Reza, your fish. I wasn't in a hurry, so I spent a few more minutes in contemplation while I looked out the window. Not that this whole situation was already bizarre enough, there was also now the vague sense of danger conveyed by Reza's earlier words. I'm sorry, I totally just shake something, sorry. I did not even have an idea what kind of threat might be lurking out there. Eventually, I took a bite of my somewhat unusual breakfast. While I thought the smell was quite peculiar, the taste had been even worse. I imagine it might be the kind of delicacy that had acquired taste, one that I certainly hadn't acquired yet. I decided to get outside before it was too late. Are you done? Sure am. How'd you like it? I'll just say it's probably not for me. And you wouldn't be the only one to say that. You better wait outside just in case it decides to come up again. Oh. You tried the odd-looking fish. Sure thing. I stepped outside, taking in the scenery of this strangely familiar world. In the short time I was here, I had already found the similarities between their world and our own, utterly fascinating. After all, we were talking about an unmapped place with a never-before-seen form of life. As far as discoveries were concerned, even something as simple as a new unicellular organism or even bacteria would have been remarkable. Sorry, my nose is really stuffed up right now. Yet here I was, standing in the middle of a village, evidently built by this race of intelligent, talking dragons, with a society not unlike our own. Reza did not seem to share the same interest and instead was more smitten with the generator. But given our reasons for coming here in the first place, I couldn't blame him for his enthusiasm being focused on something else. My thoughts were interrupted as something suddenly zipped past me just a little too close, causing me to stumble back. It was a rather small dragon with a bag clamped to his maw, who apparently had somewhere to be. Alright. I regained my footing and watched as it disappeared into the distance. Even though I've seen enough dragons to recognize the variations in size, color, and other attributes, I guess this one must have been just a juvenile of its species. Shortly afterwards, Sebastian joined me outside, having taken care of the tab. I gave her a generous tip on your behalf. I hope you don't mind. Well, let's end this, I guess. Get that off this side. In any case, now that you have given us the PDA and Reza has a generator, you're free for today. So if you want to go anywhere in particular, let me know. I can show you around town. I was tempted to be given a tour, but considering Reza's words, I wanted to be careful and not stray too far without knowing more about this world first. I think I'll stay home for today. I still have to get used to everything, right, you know? I'll just accompany you back then. How long have I been going for? Okay, quite a while. I was thinking I would probably at least show off featured dragons. I'll go for a little bit longer. This might be a long video. Home sweet home, for now at least. Well, if you need anything, I'll be outside until my shift ends. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, see you tomorrow. See ya. I hadn't really looked at the apartment much, so I spent the rest of the day investigating it and relaxing. I considered checking out some of the phone numbers. Sorry, there's something going on down. I don't know what it is. I considered checking some of these numbers. Already had that baseline. But I thought it was better to keep a low profile for now. I found the kitchen fully stocked and with plenty of groceries. The variety was... Someone was like running outside. I don't know what's going on. But the variety was wasted on me. I hadn't been a particularly great cook in the first place. But what was more, I didn't even recognize some of the things I found there. Whether they were edibles that we had back home that I just didn't know about, or something completely alien, I wasn't sure. But I didn't want to take the risk of eating anything I didn't know. After all, it was possible that some of the comestibles might be fine for them to eat, but still be poisonous to us. I was also glad to find a shelf that was filled to the brim with a variety of books. While I found the subject matter of man, myth, or reality to be quite intriguing, I had to get up after just a few pages to an exceptionally dry writing style, which I wasn't inclined to enjoy at the moment. In the end, I still wrote a mention about a novel about a dragon archaeologist who stumbles upon the remains of a long-lost human civilization, after which he is hunted by an evil organization who wants to use the found magical artifact for its own nefarious purposes. While entertaining, I had to admit it reminded me a little too much of the trashy novels we had at home. I certainly found it amusing that certain tropes were not really unique to us as a species, though. I wonder whether this kind of literature had fallen into disfavor here, as had been had back where I had come from. Sorry. Okay. I was reading a particularly exciting scene in which the hero Sheridan used one of the magical artifacts shaped like a pair of human hands, holding a scepter of a globe at the top to prevent herself from being crushed and ground to a bloody pulp by an ancient. Sorry about that. Where was I? Being crushed and ground to a bloody pulp by ancient human temples moving walls, but I certainly heard about the doorbell ring. I'm assuming this is like a reference to an actual book, but I don't know what. What is that face? That's a very creepy smile there. Oh no, he just broke something. Hello there, will you please sign here? I'm not signing any away at my wife's assembly. I got a letter for you that requires signature. Why is there a letter for me? I see. Looking over the clipboard, a small dragon was holding up to me. I saw that the center of this letter was aggression was resident. Okay. There you go. I'm Lauren. By the way, would you mind if I ask you a few questions? What is this about? I'm just making small talk. Wait a minute. I recognize you. You trying to do the same thing with Reza. Maybe I should report you to your superiors for your inappropriate behavior toward your clients. But it's important. Please, just let me talk to Jonathan for a few minutes. You know how it is. If you want to interview with one of the humans, you'll have to get permission from the proper authorities. Help me out here, Jonathan. As an ambassador, you care about the accurate portrayal of humans in the media, don't you? What? Then you should talk to me. Otherwise, someone else will fill in the blank. Who knows what you'll come up with. What? I mean, that's... Let me show you something. Small dragon opened his bag, rummaging through a number of letters and small packages. Huh, I think I lost it. Nope. Anyway, I wanted to show you some pictures of what people think humans look like, or on some of them, they have like 4 heads and look nothing like you. It's crazy. It's crazy. What are you, Laura? I'm assuming that's how I said. A reporter? No, I'm just... Do you want me to remove him, Jonathan? Is what he's saying true? Yeah, I guess. He looks like so ashamed about this. I see. That sounds pretty interesting, though. You can leave your little bit here, and maybe I'll call you later, but that's all I can promise. Thank you so much. He quickly produced a small sheet of paper and scribbled his number on it. Afterwards, he sheepishly presented it with both hands. Alright, you got all you wanted. Off you go now. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. I guess I should be all. I'll see you tomorrow then. Good night. So there's like one more dragon, I believe, I gotta beat still. So, without a commotion, I almost forgot that I was still holding Reza's letter. Within the plain envelope was a similar plain sheet of paper with his handwriting. When I started reading, however, I saw that his wording was so full of pleasantries I knew he hated that I assumed every word of it was faked, as to conceal its true intent. He did mention I know what to do, but I was unsure of how I was supposed to decode this letter's secret message. I didn't remember ever having a conversation about this talk with him. Yet he still relied on me to remember whatever it was that I was missing. Or he thought I would just be able to figure it out on my own. This is what it said. Hello, my dear friend. I hope this letter reached you swiftly and in good condition. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier, so I wanted to write you this letter. How have you been these last few years? What have you been doing? How's the family? I feel like there was so much more we should talk about since we have not seen each other much recently. At least we have a chance to do so in this form. Quite an eccentric venture we're on now, right? How have you liked it so far? Made any dragon friends yet? Haha. Anyways, I will be looking forward to your reply soon. Best regards, Rosa. Various things came to mind. Only reading sensible words or letters was one that I thought I'd immediately. But I couldn't make out anything after trying to find a system with its array of letters and lines. Maybe I had to look more carefully. Read between the lines? Lines, of course. Maybe I was supposed to read between them? I didn't have an implement on me with which I would have been able to read fine print. I doubt Beza could have done anything of the sort. Look elsewhere, perhaps? Maybe he referred to the fact that we were both given an apartment, considering that the things he provided us, maybe I just had to find the right object to decode the message. There were many everyday items here, though of course I still had no idea in particular what I was looking for. There's a lot of attention. Look at the fridge. Guess the pantry. Just some fruits and veggies here. Wait, isn't lemon like... Lemons! Of course! Why didn't I realize it sooner? Lemon is about the simplest way to write a hidden message using household items. We learned about them in chemistry, in most boring detail, of course. A message written in lemon juice on paper becomes just about invisible to the naked eye when dried, but after heating it gently, oxidation occurs, making the message visible. I was sitting next to him in class when we learned about that. He made a joke about using the method to cheat on the next test, and I replied by saying he'd had to bring an iron. Can you really expect me to remember a random chemistry class that happened years ago? But then I did remember it after all. Meet me at the portal tonight at 10 p.m. was all the message said. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I had to go out to meet Reza, so I decided to make some lunch. Afterwards, I resumed reading my book about the continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end with the Ogle immunization stopped in its tracks. At least for now, I thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity. But when I turned the page and saw the advertisements for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books, I realized all this had been a ploy to set up the inevitable sequel. Luckily, the disappointment didn't last long, as I had to get going to meet Reza at the portal. When I got outside, it didn't seem quite as dark as it was when I arrived yesterday. I might have had difficulties finding my way otherwise, but I could still see the portal in the distance. As I was walking, I wondered if anyone else was following me, but the land seemed oddly deserted. Was everyone already asleep? Eventually, I arrived at my destination. Reza was already standing idly by the portal. His visioning makes it obvious that he had waited just for me. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. I was already wondering if you were going to get it at all. Well, you didn't make it easy. What a wonderful night it is. Just look at the stars. You can see them so clearly here without all the pollution lingering in the air like back home. almost as if we were looking right into the face of eternity itself. For so long, humanity thought that we'd find aliens out there, yet after all these years we found, we were still alone in the universe. Turns out we're just not looking in the right place. What's going on, Reza? Reza, why did you call me here at this time? For one, because we're sending the generator home. Right. Before I was sent here, they told me they would limit the use of the portals as they couldn't afford to keep it open all the time. In order to keep in contact with us and to be able to just send us things over to them, the portal would be open just for a quarter of an hour each day. Sending something back home wasn't really problematic for us, as the high energy expenditure associated with sending bigger objects only affected the sender, not the receiver. However, this also means that until all business was concluded in regards to our trade of the PDAs and generators, we are basically stuck here. As ever, do you know what this place is? You said something about trouble. How much danger are we in really? Really? More than enough. I'm afraid this whole place will be gone soon, and we better not be here when it happens. What? What are you talking about? I had hoped you see it too, but it took me a while to understand, and I had a head start on you. In any case, sorry. While he was speaking, my gaze wandered and fixed on some movement nearby. It was hard to make out anything, but I imagined it might have just been wind blowing through the nearby shrubbery, except for the fact there was no wind. Reza, this might take a while to explain, but we got a whole night. Reza, look. He turned around to face whatever I was seeing. He squinted hard before he called out. You! How dare you follow me in here? What? The disturbance came closer until it became clear that I was Maverick, who were here nearby to listen to our conversation. I knew you were up to no good. What were you talking about? What are you planning here? Some kind of attack? Wait a minute. There's no reason for it. Don't try to deny it. I heard you both talking about it in the cafe, and I saw the letter. You think I couldn't smell the lemon on it? I'm talking too fast. Pathetic. Pathetic. You'll have to come with me to the police station now. Both of you. Come on, I think you're over... Oh, God. Reza, what are you doing? Come on, Jonathan. Let's get out of here. In the dragon's side, I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his hide. A trickle of blood staining his dark scales and the earth beneath. Reza used the opportunity to run off in some direction. I wasn't sure which. I frantically scanned about my servant and looked for Reza, till he had already vanished into darkness. What was I to do? Run away as well? Help Maverick? I was just a diplomat, and I had no idea what was happening. Ow! Suddenly, the dragon ripped around, hitting me in the guts with his thick tail. That sounds pretty painful. I was left on the ground briefly before I felt, in fact, my body hitting the ground, hard enough that my vision blurred almost immediately. A deafening roar battered my ears. Was his cry for help? I could barely move. But I found it better not to try, as to not stall the wooden dragon more than he already was. It certainly would have ended badly for me if he tried anything. I had to take a few unsure steps before he lay down on the ground, panting. I'm still watching you, know, and you better not move for your own good. If I have to get up again and come after you in this condition, I can promise you I won't be nice. It took a few minutes of listening to his labored breathing before someone arrived. It was 2 dragons. The first I recognized as Sebastian. The other one I didn't know. I heard Sebastian and Maverick exchange a few words, and then the stocky fellow approached me. Hey kid, you alright? I don't know what was given. Still feeling ill. I'm Bryce, the chief of police in this town. Can you tell me what happened? Uh, yeah, Reza shot Maverick and ran off. Is that so? His face was stern and seemingly lost in thought as I overheard Sebastian's conversation. Yeah, but you're the flyer on duty. We probably can want to find him now, not here in the darkness at any rate. Well, that's just brilliant. What do you think? What do you think, Chief? Jonathan, can you walk? Yeah, I think so. Alright, Sebastian. Take Jonathan to the apartment and give us some help here for Maverick. And then we'll look for Reza. Right on. Come on, Jonathan, I'll help you up. I was so shaken by the events I just witnessed when I arrived at my apartment. Not knowing anything better to do, I soon fell into a deep slumber. I think I'm going to be ending this off here, actually. Because I've been recording for almost an hour at this point. I should probably, because I don't want this, I don't think you guys want this video to be too long. So, if you guys want to see me continue this, I will. But anyways, let me know down below. And like I said, if you guys want me to continue, I will totally do that. Like I said, I've only done one route, and so there's a lot of this game I don't know of. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. It's this really long video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.